Hey you guys, welcome to my channel. It is Frugi here and I am giving you my top drugstore foundations currently. Because it changes, right? New launches, different time of year, skin changes, right? Okay, and also the good thing about these are they are great for skin over 40, I think, and they're Beautypedia approved, if you want to say that, in terms of they're great for sensitive skin, and I think they're great for a lot of skins. Dry, oily, combination, you name it. So stick around and I shall bestow some foundation wisdom on you. I know, I'm such a dork. Also, let's just fluff the hair a smidge more. Got it? I think this is considered drugstore because it's from beauty supply, so, right? Okay, Collab. This foundation is beautiful. It is called Bright Spark, and it's Radiant Foundation. It is excellent for many skins. I have shade Sand 03. I did a foundation featured on this. I think it comes as comes across as a very high-end quality foundation that has good coverage, that isn't too matte, that's not too oily. Like, it's just good. And there's no fragrance, so we like it. Anything that is fragrance-free without denatured alcohol, winner. So yeah, it just has such a good seamless quality to it. I need to use it more often because I actually think this shade is a little pale, and that's why I have not come to it. But you can see it's kind of a liquid, kind of good. So a couple that I have that are full coverage that I think are good for those who have maybe still, again, same standard. Whether you're oily, whether you're dry, I kind of think they both work. This one is rated really high on Beautypedia. It is awesome for full coverage. I have not used it in a while, but I did get shade 302. Wait, I also got 303. This Infallible Total Cover 24-hour foundation comes out as a solid cream. It has full coverage. There is no SPF or anything in here because sometimes I think that, I don't even know if any of these have SPF. They might, but often I don't. I tend to not have SPF in my foundation if I can avoid it, just because it can change things, whatever. It's a little more neutral versus yellow, but full coverage, works great for any kind of hyperpigmentation. I don't find it drying. It's better than the matte, and it's better than the illuminating one. The illuminating one has denatured alcohol. I love that foundation, but it's problematic because it breaks me out. Whereas this one has a nice, soft, not flat finish. So I think it's a winner. And then again, on the full coverage category, the Milani Set and Conceal, no, I'm sorry, it's called, I'll just make up a word. It's called Conceal and Perfect. It's the 2-in-1 foundation. 2-in-1 meaning I guess it can be your concealer and your foundation, but they did come out with a concealer, so yay. This is 00B Light. It is, I think, the right shade for me, but this shade, these shades are, yeah, they're strange, but it's an excellent formula. They definitely ran yellow to begin with. As you can see, this is a very light shade. It's probably not my summer shade, but that's okay. This foundation is full coverage. It really does everything. It is high quality. It's made in Italy. Like, ooh-wee, right? Milani's amazing. We love them. So I think that it is never one to be ignored. I find though that I might tend to veer away from it because it is sometimes a little too much coverage and the shade just never seems to be quite right for me. But it is a highly recommended foundation from just about everyone, right? HD foundations that are more serum, I think, have a serum feel to them. This Koki foundation is perfect. It is from Rite Aid. Yeah, I think, is Koki coming to other stores too? Is it in CVS? Anyway, this is shade, oh, this is the 10. I grabbed 10. I have 10 and 20 and 30. And the 10 is quite light. It is too light for me actually, but it's a great mixer. This formula is such a good mid coverage. So it's medium. It doesn't necessarily have to be full. You can build it. It looks so natural. It does great over pores. It doesn't do any kind of emphasis on dry areas. I don't think it's terribly shiny if you're oily. So again, it's a good foundation for anyone. And I really like it because I feel like it's such a good, it just blends. Like it just really applies quickly and blends easily. It's affordable. So I'm a fan. Love the Koki. I got my hands, this was back for, did I do a JOA review or did I do a foundation featured on this? But the Truly Yours Natural Finish Foundation. This is good stuff, you guys. It's K-Beauty inspired. It has like a serum feel to it. It's a bit liquidy. This is shade Ivory 120. I just put my Band-Aid in the foundation. I think it's hard to figure out on the website which shade is which. It's definitely easier in the store, but for your, natural, what's it called again? What did I say? Ivory 120. Because I think they only put the number or the name. It's one or the other, and that makes it kind of hard. This one's got a little bit of a pink. Typically the K-Beauty foundations run a little light. I don't know how the darker shades are good with undertones, more yellow, olive, etc. if they're dark enough. But this is a lovely foundation. It goes on so smooth. I think it's good for definitely a drier skin, a mature skin. It blends nicely. It has a luminous quality to it, but not overtly. And again, I feel like with the right primer and powder, if you're oily or you have combination skin, you're gonna love this too. So no fragrance. Some of the JOA products have fragrance or have other products, ingredients in them I avoid, but this is so good for my sensitive skin. So hopefully you'll love it too. We've got the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. This is such a popular one. Wet n Wild received some flack recently because their products are not actually cruelty-free. I don't even know if they've issued a statement, but it was investigated that they were selling in China, which then definitely breaks the not tested on animals kind of conduct for a company. But the truth of the matter is, so yes, there is some ethical issues with not being honest, but if I'm recommending Maybelline or L'Oreal or other companies that aren't cruelty-free, I feel like if I discriminate against Wet n Wild based on not being cruelty-free, I'm kind of being hypocritical. So that's a little bit of my stand. Isn't it funny how makeup constantly is political these days? It's like you have to pick a side, and it drives me crazy. Okay, but this is fragrance-free. It has a weird chemical fragrance. I'm not bothered by it. This is so sheer. I shouldn't say that. This is, if you want a sheer foundation, this is for you. If you want something that can build and the coverage can be built up, this is for you. It has such a great natural, it looks good on camera, it looks good in person. I think it's got a good shade range. It's so cheap. It comes with this paddle to apply it. Kind of weird, kind of whatever. It is what it is. This is shade Buff Bisque Light Medium. I have several. So it's got, this would be my summer shade. I've had this for a while and I should probably replace it. Anyhow, but it's so nice. It does kind of have a serum feel to it just because it's sort of thinner and it's just really blends smooth, and it's good stuff. Okay, and then again, speaking of popular drugstore, but I'm like, why is no more, people are not talking about this? What? There should be more discussion. Maybe there was when it first came out. Maybelline Dream Liquid Mousse Airbrush Finish. This is one of those like hidden gems. This shade is very pink. Really affordable. It has like a moussey finish to it. It's a bit thick, but it is for dry skin, and the coverage actually thins out, so it doesn't go on cakey despite it kind of coming out in a more moussey texture. I find the coverage to be very natural, very just medium. It can be built on. It's pretty great. So this is a winner. Fragrance free, so good. And then last, CoverGirl, which now is cruelty free. I remember liking this when it first came out. This is the True Blend Matte. The True Blend foundations of theirs are all really good. I like the matte one. It has just a little more coverage. It wears longer for me. The original formula is good too. There's a ton of shades, so that's good. And it's a very kind of, has a nice salt. It's also kind of moussey. Like it's kind of a solid foundation. You know, it doesn't have, it's not too runny. I mean, look at that though. I've been recommending this to friends. People are like, text me from Ulta. They're like, I'm at Ulta. Which foundation should I get? So there you go. Alrighty, so I will list everything below. Let me know if this jives with your favorites and what you're liking lately. Again, these are in my rotation. The rotation does change from time to time, but I feel like I've been reaching for these more. And also these are ones that I forgot I had that I brought forth that I'm like, oh yes, these are, why am I not using them more? And like I said, because they're they're rated well, you know, both consumer and Beautypedia and whatever, right? Okay, so there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful. I hope you have subscribed to my channel. Please do so if you like a YouTuber over 40 that brings you drugstore and even some high-end stuff. Sometimes some fashion, sometimes cats, sometimes kids. Who knows? I complain about my husband from time to time. It's a lot of fun. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Leave me a comment and I'll see you next time. Bye.